Hi, my name is Maceo Lewis. Welcome to ML Movie Reviews. Today I'm going to talk about Ryan Coogler, and I'm going to discuss why I think now he's on the must see directors list. Now, what I mean by that? So basically, there's like hundreds of directors out there. Some of them are icons, legends, like Spielberg, obviously. But there are a certain few where, like, if you're talking about a movie coming out today and you see that name directed by so and so, okay, I gotta go see that movie, right? Like, think like in the '80s when it was like the big action star era. So like you see a name like Schwarzenegger, like, oh, I gotta go see a Schwarzenegger movie. Nowadays, it's more about intellectual properties and like, so for instance, Marvel, right? Like you see the Marvel brand name. Oh, okay, well, I gotta go see a Marvel movie. But there's also what I find at least a notion of the must see directors. So for instance, Christopher Nolan, right? You see directed by Christopher Nolan. Okay, I don't know what that movie's about, but I see Christopher Nolan is directing the movie, so I'm gonna go give it a shot. I'm gonna go see. Doesn't mean that you're always gonna like the movie, but you're gonna go watch that movie because of that name, right? So Nolan's in that conversation. I know at some point Tarantino was, Denis Villeneuve, but here I want to talk about Ryan Coogler. So I think Sinners just put him on that very short list. And look, I'm not going to go through the list of all the directors who I think is on that list, but I think, among the list, for me, Nolan's on that list for sure. And now I think Coogler's joined that conversation. Let's just start with his resume. Right now, he made three movies before Fruitvale Station. To be honest with you, I haven't seen them. Um, One day when I look him up on IMDb, I'll see if it's streaming and try to check him out. But I did notice on IMDb he had three movies prior to Fruitvale Station, so I don't recall the names. I haven't seen them, but hopefully I will see him someday. But the movie that really put him on the map was Fruitvale Station. That was a 2013 movie with Michael B. Jordan. He seems to like to work with Michael B. Jordan, right? He played Oscar Grant. Very great, tragic movie. Look, I'm not going to get into it, but if you haven't seen Fruitvale Station, go and watch that movie right now. The next big one he did was Creed. Now, Creed was a sequel, sort of reboot of the Rocky franchise, where again Michael B. Jordan plays Adonis's. That was the Carl Weathers character. I believe it was his grandson. I can't remember if it was his father or grandson. And that was a great reboot. I don't know how he pulled that off, but he had Sylvester Stallone, who played Rocky, come in and be a supporting actor, and he got Sylvester Stallone to be nominated for Best Supporting Actor in the Oscars in that movie. Black Panther, 2018. Now, look, I'm a big Marvel fan, and there's many comic movies that I watch. I'm a big fan of the Dark Knight trilogy. As far as Marvel goes, I tend to be more into the first, well, the second two Captain America movies and Avengers, of course, Endgame, Infinity War, and Black Panther. It's certainly at that top tier level, but like I don't think it was one of the movies that I like. But that's because of I'm looking for more of other things in the Marvel movie than the traditional stuff you'll see in these great movies like Sinners, right? So Black Panther, though, I mean, it won three Oscars for music, costume, and production design. It got a Best Film nomination. Now, again, this is the era where there were 10 nominees because The Dark Knight didn't get nominated when there was five. And then after that, they changed the rule because of The Dark Knight. I think another one, I think Joker might have won, was a Best Picture nomination as well in a different year. But it's one of the few comic movies that got a Best Picture nomination. Sound editing, mixing, as well, nominations for those. Now, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I mean, I didn't like as much as Black Panther, but I mean, I honestly I give that movie a pass because I understand what Coogler and the cast like what they were going through with the sudden tragic death of Chadwick Boseman, and so it's sort of like it's like more like a homage and paying respect and giving Chadwick Boseman a send off, especially with that funeral scene. And it's like giving us as well as them an opportunity to mourn and celebrate how much Chadwick Boseman meant not only to them but to the Marvel universe and to fans all around. So I totally get what they were doing. And look, I don't care about you know them taking out the T'Challa character because it's a multiverse saga. So I knew at some point, either with fake devs or bringing multiverse, bringing another T'Challa character from another universe, they're gonna bring him back somehow anyway. So I mean, especially when you have Secret Wars coming out, I'm pretty sure they're gonna recast and get a different actor to play T'Challa. So anyway, that didn't bother me too much. But to the film's credit, it won Oscar for costume. It won a nomination for makeup, music, visual effects, and of course, Best Supporting Actress, Angela Bassett, who was the front runner to win until I believe Jamie Lee Curtis ended up winning that year for Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. So now you have Sinners. So look, Sinners. When I first saw this movie, I was like, "Hey, this is good." And there was some stuff that I, missed. But I thought my first experience watching it, hey, this is a pretty damn good movie. I saw it at IMAX in Vegas on April 17th. Then I went and saw the movie again. I think it was like later that week in Dolby, and I liked it better the second time I saw it. And I started picking up things that I missed in the movie, and it just made the movie better and more enjoyable experience. I posted my review about that movie, so you can watch that review on my channel. Just go. It should be under the name Sinners, and you can watch that. That was after the second time I saw the movie. I saw this movie the third time yesterday. I went with my wife. We went to Topanga. I saw it at IMAX again, and this time with her. You know what this movie did? This is the first time like I've cried in movies before, but usually it's like maybe the first time I see a movie and I'll cry or tear up. This is the first movie that made me cry on the third time I watched it. Okay, I didn't cry the first two times, but I did cry this time when I was sitting next to my wife. And I don't know what happened, but I remember. This might be a little bit of spoiler, so if you haven't seen the movie Sinners, go and watch the movie right now. Go watch it while it's still in IMAX because they're probably going to take it off IMAX because Thunderbolts is coming out. But yeah, but even if you can't see it in IMAX or Dolby, just go and watch the movie because this is a must-see movie of the year. But I was sitting there, and it was getting to the end of the movie, the part where it's like the post-credit scene, and he's talking with older Sammy, and then the music's playing, and I'm getting a little bit teary eyed and get a little bit choked up. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. I'm not gonna cry. And then he asked him. He basically said, "Hey, look, that was the last time, I enjoyed my life was that moment that night when the incident happened." And then the Michael B. Jordan character. Stacks, he basically said like, yeah, that was the last time he saw his brother when the sunrise, before the sun set, and I just started breaking down. You know what it was? It was because on the third time I watched it, I started picking up more things about the movie, and I started revisiting these characters again, and looking at just how tragic it was, like how the guilt that these characters must have felt, the two brothers, of getting these people, involved in terms of having them support their business. And, all these people are gone because of them. And obviously the brothers themselves and how the brothers like love each other and like they, were in sync. And now they're on different planes. Like one's in heaven, one's on earth as a vampire, and it's like there's like a permanence, like yeah, these brothers, they were together their whole lives, and now they're not. And then you combine that with the music that was playing at the time, the humor still worked in the movie. I mean, look, I'm still talking about this movie, and it came out on April 17th. Like most movies are like farts in the wind, they come and go, and you kind of forget about them. But this movie, not only am I still talking about it, but other people are still talking about it. It's doing well at the box office. It only had like a 6% drop, which is excellent. I mean, if you know box office history, because normally when a movie comes out, there's usually a substantial drop the second week because most people have already gone and seen the movie. It's usually like somewhere between a 40-50% drop. It only dropped 6% and it's still number one. So what that tells me is that word of mouth is spreading and more people are either watching the movie again or people who missed it the first week, they're getting the word of mouth and they're going out and seeing it. And so why am I bringing all this up? Because I'm giving credit to the director. I'm giving credit to the director, Ryan Coogler, not only for that resume I just laid out for you, but because of getting the cast to, perform like they did, to get me to buy into these characters. He got the performance out of these characters to make me care about them. And so when I'm going back and watching the movie, I'm seeing them again, I'm liking them, and I know what's going to happen. And it's just the whole thing. It's heartbreaking. And it's just an amazing movie. I mean, the story, how everything all works together, like the cinematography, the visuals, the music, especially the music, man. Oh my gosh. I mean, there's like three songs that like stick out in my mind. There's the one where it's called like I Lied or something. That song, oh my gosh. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get into it right now because obviously that has to do with the Ludwig, the guy who made this song, but also the singing of Canton, who's amazing. But again, the director makes the decisions to hire the guy who does the soundtrack, to find a talent like this newcomer Canton, who we never heard of, and it's just an amazing pick. And you know, no, this movie just solidified to me. He's on that list now. So if there's another movie coming out with Ryan Coogler, you bet I'm gonna go see it. Now look, they gotta do their marketing and everything to market the next movie or whatever. But for me, if I see the name Coogler, sold. I don't need to see any trailers. I don't need to see. I'm just gonna watch the movie. I mean, obviously they're not gonna do that. You have to go market the movie. But still, like he's definitely on that list now with the Nolans and stuff for me. So look, I'm not gonna sit here and say that Coogler is like the greatest of all time or anything like that. Like no, he needs give him time. I mean he could be on that track. I mean if he keeps producing movies like this, especially a movie like Sinners. I mean, which frankly I think it's his best movie, to be honest with you. I mean, I have to go watch Fruitvale Station again. I obviously have to watch his first three movies, but I mean, honestly, right now in my mind, Sinners is absolutely his best movie, and I just have faith that he's going to continue to make great movies like this one. So anyway, that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you think. If hey, if you hear Ryan Coogler is going to come out with another movie, are you buying your ticket? Are you making your reservation? Or if you maybe you disagree, maybe you don't think. Anyway, but yeah, certainly for me, like Coogler is, he's definitely on this. So anyway, that's my take. This is ML Movie Review. Subscribe so you can hear my next commentary on the next movie I see or issues that come up in the movie business. Until next time, just hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. It just gives you notices on when I make my next post. And with that, I will see you next time.